Hi, ladies. Welcome back to Unbound and Unapologetic, where we discuss how to go from self-limiting beliefs to limitless possibilities. I'm Colette, and before we get into this, I want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe if this video provides any value to you, and send to your 3 best friends. Now let's get into it. So, as you can see from the title of the video, today we are going to discuss how to get unstuck. More specifically, the things that I did to get unstuck that you can do too. So the first piece of this is the most important. It's to take responsibility for the fact that you are stuck. And it seems very simple, but it was a very hard barrier for me. Now, what do I mean by this? The lives we are living are a product of our habits, our choices, and our mindset. And if you are stuck, it's because you likely put yourself in the position to be stuck. Now, when you begin to internalize this, I don't want you to do it from a place of shame. I don't want you to say, hey, this is my fault that I'm in this position. But I want you to take it from the perspective of, I got myself here, therefore I can change my thoughts, my habits, my mindset, and I can put myself in a better position by doing these things. Basically, the concept is you are in charge, you are in control. If you got yourself here, you can get yourself there. So that's the first step, taking full responsibility for your actions. Now, once you've taken responsibility, what do you do next? I have compiled a few mindset changes that I did that helped me get unstuck, and hopefully they will work for you too. So the first is gratitude. And I know that's a big buzzword. We hear that all the time, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. But what does that mean exactly? When I made the conscious decision to view the world from a state of gratitude, it allowed me to see things to be thankful for everywhere. It's very similar to what they call the red car test, or what happens when you learn a new word and you start seeing it everywhere. Once you are conscious of gratitude, once you are conscious of the fact that there are things all around you to be grateful for, you start seeing more and more and more things to be grateful for. So, in terms of your mindset, instead of being upset about where you are, even if you're not where you want to be, instead of constantly being upset, constantly finding things to complain about, it shifts your mindset to find things to constantly be happy about. And once you've adopted a mindset to consistently find things to be happy for, life will start to produce more and more and more things to be happy for. A steady practice of gratitude also helps you to have faith in yourself and faith in what you can accomplish in the future. So if you're trying to change your life, if you're trying to reach new goals, gratitude will allow you to have faith that you can achieve these goals. So, what am I talking about? As always, I have a quote from a female author. I find as a woman that's seeking self-improvement, consuming literature from female authors that write about this topic is very helpful. I'm not saying that we can't learn from men, but I do believe that women have a very nuanced perspective that can help other women. So I highly suggest reading female personal development authors. And as always, I will have my little tidbits from their books to share with you. So from You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, what does she say about faith? I always approach the hunt for a parking spot with the same attitude, a knowing and relaxed certainty that it's a done deal. The perfect spot is mine. It already exists, and I'm genuinely so happy and grateful for it. I really truly believe this. And then, as always, someone pulls out, and yet as consistently as this happens, I'm still always so excited when it does. I never take it for granted, and I'm always a gratitude machine before, during, and after my guaranteed excellent parking adventure. Not only is she already grateful for the fact that she's there, but she is grateful for what is to come. And that is what embracing gratitude has taught me. Not only did I find happiness in where I already was, I found happiness in things that had not happened yet. Therefore, I had faith that they would happen, if that makes sense. She goes on to say, if you want to radically change your life, strengthen your faith that we live in an abundant, benevolent universe by being grateful for everything you've already manifested and all the good things hurtling toward you. Be grateful that you have the power to manifest any reality you desire, and then leap into the void and go get it. So again, with that snippet, we see the concept of being grateful for what you have and being grateful for the fact that there is more out there for you as long as you believe it. The second mindset shift that catapulted me forward was to adopt a mindset of radical optimism. And why this is important is very similar to the state of gratitude. It forces you to think about the future in a positive state because let's face it, we cannot control what's going to happen. Society often teaches us to view the future from a pessimistic standpoint, from a state of fear, but fear and optimism are rooted in the same place. They are both thoughts about the future. So what is the harm in viewing the future from a state of positivity? So instead of thinking, what if everything goes wrong? What if this doesn't go right? What if these circumstances that I want don't come to be? But what if they do? We can't control for what will and won't happen. All we can do is do our best and hope for the best. So when I start my day, instead of worrying about all the things that might go wrong, I like to daydream about what could go right. What can I accomplish? How can I bless other people? How can life get great for me? How can I really lean in and experience life to its fullest? So in the same book, this is what Jen Sincero has to say about fear. Fear lives in the future. The feeling of being afraid is real, but the fear itself is made up because it hasn't even happened yet. Death, going bankrupt, breaking a leg, forgetting our lines, getting yelled at for being late, getting rejected, etc. Most of the time, we have no guarantee that what we fear is going to even happen. And if it does, that is going to be scary. Take death, for example. For all we know, we leave our bodies and melt into a state of pure love and light and sparkly things and unicorns and bunnies, eternal orgasmic giddiness. We can be as sure of that as we can be about anything else in the future. So why create all the drama? So again, why create all these random theories about what might happen when you can enjoy what does happen? Because think of it, like how often does the worst case scenario really happen? It almost never happens. For myself, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but for myself, the worst case scenario very, very rarely happens. So why spend my time worrying about it when I can spend my time enjoying life? Additionally, I see the path of radical optimism as a way to strengthen your faith. And I don't mean faith in the religious sense. I am not here to evangelize to anyone, to try to convert anyone. I mean it in the sense of how much you believe in yourself. So when I'm discussing fear with my clients, when I'm discussing it with just my friends who need a boost to pick me up, I always ask the question, is your fear greater than your faith, or is your faith greater than your fear? Or to rephrase it, is your fear greater than your faith in yourself? Or is your faith in yourself greater than your fear? So the goal here is to believe in yourself more than you believe in what you are afraid of. Because at the end of the day, the freedom you seek, that new life you seek, everything you seek that you have not yet attained, that is the reward for choosing faith over fear. So remember that next time you come across a situation that scares you, that you don't think you can make it through, or you're just having doubts about it, the faith in yourself gets you that reward. And lastly, I want to discuss mastering the art of detachment. And this was tricky for me because I like to view myself as a very passionate person. I put my all into things. So the concept of detachment scared me because how can I detach myself when I love so hard, when I put my all into things that mean so much to me? But that is not the root of detachment. Detachment simply requires to release yourself from outcomes. And that is because if it's meant for you, if it's for you, it will happen. And if it's not for you, there's no way you can force it. And by trying to force anything, all you are doing is putting yourself through unnecessary tension that still will not bear the fruit that you are seeking at the end of the day. Mastering detachment has released so much stress from my life because I know that I can go into any situation, I can give my best, and then I can relax. If it's for me, then it'll happen. And if it's not, then it's an experience. It's a lesson I learned. And at the end of the day, I still won because when you learn, you can never lose. And to dig a little deeper on the concept of detachment, I have a quote from Brianna Weist from 100 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. She writes, I don't know about fate, but I do know the things that are ours don't require us to mentally and emotionally latch onto them to remain. That the best things are never forced, are never created out of ultimatums, never leave us reeling, and questioning them for months or years at a time. She goes on to say, the things that are meant for us are the things that force us to stop seeking an external light, but to start becoming it. The things that are meant for us are trying and joyous and beautiful and excruciating. They are the things we don't think about, the things that we don't have to hold on too tightly to make happen. So just to drive home my point, you cannot force anything, but you can give it your best. And if it's for you, it will flourish under your care. And if it's not, then you learned something. That is all I have for you today, ladies. I hope you learned something from that you can take into your day and the rest of your life. And remember, no one can tell you who to be when you already know who you are. Bye.